It is now day 3 on the Scion. We left off at not being able to get the axle out. I did a little bit of research. It looks like we're gonna have to cut the boot and pull the whole axle apart. We ordered new axles. It's gonna need it anyway. And hopefully that's the last thing to separate this transmission from the engine block. Gonna have to slice this boot right here, and we're gonna pull the whole axle out, and then we're gonna snatch on with vice grips and yank the rest of this piece out because it doesn't want to come out. To remove the remaining piece of the axle shaft, grab some large vice grip pliers, grab a hold of the piece very tightly and hit it with a sledgehammer until it dislodges from the transaxle. Axles removed, we are on track to removing this transmission. You can see the gap, we can see the flywheel, but there's also another rear transmission mount that we're going to have to remove along with its bracket in order to clear the subframe. Remove the 4 17mm bolts holding the transmission mount. There are 2 bolts and 2 nuts. Remove the remaining 10mm bolt pictured here. Remove the transmission mount from the top of the engine. You're going to have to wiggle it. It's a very tight fit, but just take your time and you will get it out. Inspect the transmission mount for cracks in the rubber. This is definitely the time to replace it while everything is out of the car. The moment I've been waiting for to get this trans finally out of the car so we can replace this clutch. I decided to remove the upper trans bracket. It is held in with 14mm bolts in order for the trans to clear the frame of the car. Now it's time to remove that bracket that's on the back of the transmission. It is extremely difficult to get to. It's a 14mm, and what I found that worked was a small ratchet or socket and a wrench attached for leverage. Now you should be able to safely remove the transmission. I found it a lot more helpful to raise the ride height of the vehicle and adjust as necessary to get the transmission out from underneath the car. I ended up raising up the vehicle about another 6 inches higher than it was previously for the transmission to clear. You can see how rusted. First of all, we got numbers on the inside, so I think this is a junkyard transmission. The shaft is rusted. Throw-up bearing is like almost seized. Haven't even got to what's going on with our clutch. A few little 12mm bolts to remove the pressure plate, and then the clutch will come right out. You can do that now. I wedged a large screwdriver behind the flywheel, shown here, to keep the flywheel from spinning. We have a clutch that is toast. See these grooves? There's hardly anything left. And there's our pressure plate. At least it's not burned, which is good. I think this flywheel is gonna need to be resurfaced though. But I'm wondering where's these pieces of metal coming from? Oh, there we go, boom. Look at that. That's a piece of the corner of the clutch right here. It literally broke. That's literally this piece. And this piece was getting ready to come off. So there you go, boom. We solved our issue. It is now day number 4. I have to pull the bolts and we got to take the flywheel to have it resurfaced. So they're just 14mm bolt out now. Then we're going to take a break till about Monday. What I found worked really well is wedging a screwdriver behind the flywheel to keep it from spinning while I broke loose the bolts. am an accurate machine. We're getting the flywheel turned today, making moves, progress, put it back in. This bad boy resurfaced and we will be back
3 days later.
It is now Tuesday and the flywheel is finally done. We're getting ready to put it back on the car. Super pumped, looks really good. And yeah, let me show you guys real quick. She's all nice and clean, ready to go. And yeah, it'll be great. Be sure to stay tuned for part 4. We'll be installing the flywheel, unboxing our brand new Stage 1 exotic clutch, showing you everything else you need, including torque specs, so you can successfully complete this job yourself. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.